The Lilongwe Magistrates Court in Malawi has ordered that the formal hearing of the extradition process for Prophet Shepherd Bushiri and his wife Mary Bushiri to begin March 8th. The couple appeared in court on Wednesday, and Director of Public Prosecution Steve Kayuni informed the court that the state had received the extradition request from the government of South Africa. This request includes charges of theft, fraud, forgery, and 3 counts of rape. The Bushiri's appearance in court was for an application by prosecutors for a warrant of arrest. Kayuni asked for a fresh warrant of arrest for the Bushiris, but their lawyer, Wapona Kita, said that they agreed with the state that the couple should not be rearrested and instead should continue appearing before court through summons. The Bushiris left South Africa for Malawi, fearing for their safety and wanting justice and a fair trial.
It has been amazing to be here. I'm back home in Malawi. I understand there's some people who they have been so much curious to see this day happening. I came back home because I believe in our country there's a constitution. I have come here looking for the constitutional help that protects the citizens. My life was in danger in South Africa, and I have opened cases against people in South Africa. The police officers who have been arresting me, a lot of death threats. I've survived death attempts and also extortion. It is so disappointing that the government of South Africa is not commenting anything about these people I opened cases against. That makes me to see that really I would face, or I can face an unfair trial in South Africa. The cases I opened against these 5 or these police officers are serious cases, and I opened these cases prior to them opening cases against me. But no any person is commenting, or the government of South Africa is commenting what they would do against these people. South Africans are not commenting about these 5 corrupt police officers I opened the cases against. Why should government officials not commenting, protecting them? These are corrupt people I opened the cases against. They wanted to kill my life. This is a serious allegation.
On December 4th, Malawi received the formal extradition request from the South African government.
Malawi's Attorney General endorsed Pretoria's request, which also got a nod from Lilongwe's Homeland Affairs Ministry.
I have come here looking for the constitutional help that protects the citizens.
But the final say is with Malawi's judiciary. Outside, Bushiri's supporters staged a protest.
Ever since the Bushiris arrived in Malawi, supporters have poured in to stand with the prophet and his wife. So, is it easy to extradite the Bushiris from Malawi?
How difficult is it to get them back?
Well, good morning, Dan. In this particular case, it's not up to the South African authorities at all to extradite him. You can request an extradition of Reverend Bushiri from Malawi, but it's up to the Malawian authorities to decide whether they're going to surrender Reverend Bushiri to the South African authorities. It's up to the Malawian authorities in terms of Malawian law to decide what to do, not up to the South African authorities at all. So we will see how the machine of justice starts working in Malawi, and Reverend Bushiri has the right to protect his own interests in terms of whatever extradition legislation Malawi has adopted domestically. Nothing to do with an extradition agreement, although an extradition agreement exists. The South African Development Community Protocol on extradition. So it really depends on what the Malawian authorities are going to decide to do at the end of the day.
The South African government can engage the Malawian authorities to persuade them to hand him over, can't they?
Absolutely. I suppose there's going to be a lot of diplomatic doing and froing between the two authorities because, as you understand, the SADC protocol may oblige the Malawian government to refuse to hand him over at the end of the day. They may have an international obligation not to extradite him, even after all the extradition process has concluded in Malawi itself, which could take a long time. There are various grounds in the SADC protocol which would prevent Malawi from extraditing him. For example, not getting a fair trial in South Africa. And Reverend Bushiri has already invoked in his broadcast on Wednesday evening the possibility of the Malawian government raising those grounds for refusing to hand him over.
Malawi's Minister of Information Gospel Kazako said that the matter, which was to be heard before Magistrate Viva Nyimba, was likely to be concluded in March. He said, quote, "The state and the accused have settled for March 8th, where the hearing will be done, and there's a high likelihood that the magistrate will make a decision on the same day. We expect it to reach finality in its current state in March."
What sort of things might stop Malawi from returning the couple to stand trial in South Africa?
It is the law. Nothing else.
No, I understand.
It's the law.
I suppose I'm asking what aspects of the law might prevent it.
Then I think that has to be interpreted. But we don't have to be negative. It's the same law also that can allow that the Bushiris be extradited. And if it does, we will extradite them. The same law, if it informs us that they cannot be extradited, if it does, we will also not be able to extradite them. So it's about the law. It's not about this government. It's not about any individual. It's not about any amount of anger or any amount of emotion or pushing. It's all about the law. We're just going to follow the law.
Hey there, thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to follow this and other news and stories. This is May 22.